قال المؤلف رحمه الله ولا يصحح أهل المذهب صحة الاقتداء خلف من تثبت في حقه قضية معينة تقتضي كفره. And the people of the madhab of this school do not validate following someone about whom a specific case or a specific judgment dictates deeming him as a kafir. Qadiyatun mu'ayyana, a specific case. Taqtadi kufrahu, dictating his blasphemy. قال شيخ الإسلام سراج الدين عمر بن رسلان البلقيني. Said the Shaykh of Islam, Sirajuddin Umar, son of Raslan, I think I said Rislan, Raslan al-Bulqini, Shaykh al-Hafiz ibn Hajar, the Shaykh of Hafiz ibn Hajar, رادا على النووي حيث قال النووي يصح الاقتداء بالمعتزلة, refuting, if we want a politer word, responding to An-Nawawi, possibly refuting An-Nawawi, where An-Nawawi said it is valid to follow the Mu'tazila في حاشيته على روضة الطالبين للنووي. He said that this kalam is taken from his commentary on An-Nawawi's book Rawdatul Talibin. Now this book, this commentary of Al-Bulqini for Rawdatul Talibin, I have a feeling that this is probably one of the most precious and important books in all of the Shafi'i madhab. I don't know if it's published. As far as I know, it's a manuscript. But if you're into book collection and you ever got a chance to get that book, don't turn it down, inshallah. Even a manuscript. So you know who's An-Nawawi and you know who's Al-Bulqini from the Mukhtasar. Al-Bulqini is higher than An-Nawawi in the madhab. So An-Nawawi, who's already high in the madhab, his book is being critiqued by a headmaster. So, ما نصه, quote, قوله يعني النووي, النووي saying وأطلق القفال وكثيرون من الأصحاب القول بجواز الاقتداء بأهل البدع وأنهم لا يكفرون. Al-Qaffal and many of the ashab, that level, the level right under Ash-Shafi'i, the level over An-Nawawi, under Ash-Shafi'i, the ashab, the associates, let's call them the associates, inshallah ta'ala, in the madhab. So An-Nawawi said, Al-Qaffal and many of the associates in the madhab have said a general statement, atlaqa, which is the permissibility of following the people of heresies and that they are not deemed as kafirs. That's a very general statement. So, قوله النووي saying وأطلق القفال وكثيرون من الأصحاب. Al-Qaffal and many of the associates have unrestrictedly said Al-Qawla bi-jawazi liqtida'i bi-ahli al-bid'a, the saying of the permissibility of following the people of heresies, وَأَنَّهُمْ لَا يُكَفَّرُونَ, and that they are not deemed as kafirs. قال صاحب العدة, the author of Al-Uddah said, and that's Ar-Ruyani, He's one of the associates with a capital A. يعني one of the mujtahids in the madhab. Ar-Ruyani. قال صاحب العدة, the author of Al-Uddah said, هو ظاهر مذهب الشافعي رضي الله عنه. This is what appears of the Shafi'i way, of Ash-Shafi'i's position. زاد هذا الذي قاله القفال وصاحب العدة هو الصحيح أو الصواب. Al-Bulqini said, and Nawawi added that this that was said by Al-Qaffal and the author of Al-Uddah is what is sahih, correct or valid, or sawab, correct. فقد قال الشافعي أقبل شهادة أهل الأهواء إلا الخطابية. I accept the testimony of the deviants, except the Khattabiyah. لأنهم يرون الشهادة بالزور لموافقيهم على مخالفيهم, because they legalize, deem legitimate perjury for their partisans against their opponents. Yani, for those, they deem perjury, that means lying under oath, swearing to a lie. They deem perjury valid for them to help each other against their opponents. So a Shafi'i doesn't accept their testimony. وَلَمْ يَزَلِ السَّلَفُ وَالْخَلَفُ عَلَى الصَّلَاةِ خَلْفَ الْمُعْتَزِلَةِ وَغَيْرِهِمْ. And the Salaf and the Khalaf never cease to pray behind the Mu'tazila and others. Intaha. So that's what An-Nawawi said. Let me just run that back so that it all goes together. So Al-Bulqini, he said in his commentary on Rawdatul Talibin by An-Nawawi, first, he produces what An-Nawawi said, and he's responding to An-Nawawi. He produces what An-Nawawi said, which is that An-Nawawi said, Al-Qaffal, he's one of the associates, and many of the associates say that it's valid to pray behind the heretics, and they are not deemed as kafir. And the author of Al-Uddah said, this is apparently the position of Ash-Shafi'i, and An-Nawawi added that what the author of Al-Uddah said, that this is apparently the position of Ash-Shafi'i, is what's correct, because Ash-Shafi'i said, I accept the testimony of the deviants, except the Khattabiyah, because they legitimate perjury for those who comply with them against their opponents. And the Salaf and the Khalaf have always prayed behind the Mu'tazila and others. Intaha, end quote. وَعِبَارَةُ رَدِّ الْبُلْقِينِي, and the expression of Al-Bulqini's response, alayhi, against him, its refutation of him. فائدة, benefit. وَالصَّحِيحُ أَوْ الصَّوَابُ خِلَافُ مَا قَالَ الْمُصَنِّفُ. What is sahih or sawab, correct, is different than what the author said. He means An-Nawawi. وقول الإمام الشافعي رضي الله عنه محمول على من ذكر عنه أنه من أهل الأهواء ولم تثبت عليه قضية معينة تقتضي كفره. And Ash-Shafi'i's, Imam Ash-Shafi'i's saying, when he said, I accept the testimony of the deviants, accept the Khattabiyah, is taken to refer to the deviants about whom it is not confirmed a specific or particular case that dictates deeming them as kuffar. وَهَذَا نَصٌّ عَامٌ, and this is a general statement or general documentation. وَقَدْ نَصَّ نَصًّا خَاصًّا عَلَى تَكْفِيرِ مَنْ قَالَ بِخَلْقِ الْقُرْآنِ, and he specifically made takfir on who said that the Quran is created. وَالْقَوْلُ بِالْخَاصِّ هُوَ الْمُقَدَّمُ, and the specific saying has priority over the generalization. فَهُوَ مَحْمُولٌ عَلَى مَا قَدَّمْتُهُ, and so his statement is taken to be the way I presented to you. Yani, this is the right way to explain, this is the right way to understand what Ash-Shafi'i said. من أنه في من لم يثبت عند المقتدين بهم ما يكفرهم, that their statement about praying behind the deviants is concerning someone about whom their followers do not know about something that makes them deemed kafir. It's not confirmed for them. Not they don't know. It's not confirmed for them. That's what he says. He doesn't say they don't know. He says lam yathbut. It's not confirmed. ثم قال البلقيني, then said البلقيني, قوله يعني النووي, النووي's saying وقد تأول البيهقي وغيره من أصحابنا المحققين ما جاء عن الشافعي وغيره من العلماء من تكفير القائل بخلق القرآن على كفران النعم لا كفران الخروج من الملة. And Nawawi said, so Al-Bulqini produces also another excerpt from An-Nawawi, and then he will comment on it. So he said, An-Nawawi said, Al-Bayhaqi and others amongst our meticulous associates have interpreted what came from Ash-Shafi'i and others other than Ash-Shafi'i amongst the ulama about the takfir of who said that the Quran is created, the takfir, that this is ungratefulness. What he means by the takfir, what Ash-Shafi'i and his likes meant about them, is ungratefulness. Al-Kufran, not blasphemy that takes one out of the religion. So let me explain. You remember the story of Hafs. Didn't Ash-Shafi'i say to Hafs, لَقَدْ كَفَرْتَ بِاللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ, you have blasphemed in God the Great. So he made takfir. He said, لَقَدْ كَفَرْت, you committed kufr. Don't you remember that the word kufr can mean ungratefulness and it can mean blasphemy? And don't you remember the essential original linguistic meaning for blasphemy, for kufr, for the word kufr in Arabic? Who can tell us what's the very literal sense of the word kufr in Arabic? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. To cover, correct. So there are two words. Technically they're the same, but the people use them differently. Kufr and kufran. Kufr and kufran. So mostly when they say the word kufran, they mean ungratefulness. And when they say kufr, they mean blasphemy. But really, they are the same. It's similar to how you have the word ikhwa, that means brothers. And you have the word ikhwan, that also means brothers. Originally, they're the same, ikhwa and ikhwan. But the people use the word ikhwa for family more than for fellows, friends. And they use ikhwan for fellows more than they use it for family. But really, they're the same. So kufr and kufran, they're the same, but people use them differently. So Ash-Shafi'i said, لَقَدْ كَفَرْتَ بِاللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ. You committed kufr. So, and Nawawi is saying, Al-Bayhaqi gave ta'wil to this statement of Ash-Shafi'i. Not only Al-Bayhaqi, him and others amongst our meticulous associates. And Al-Bayhaqi is also amongst the associates, the mujtahids in the madhab. So An-Nawawi said, Al-Bayhaqi and others amongst the meticulous associates have made ta'wil for what came from Ash-Shafi'i and others about the takfir, the deeming with kufr, about those who said the Quran is created, that it's kufran. He means kufran, ungratefulness. Not exiting from the religion. Not exiting from the religion. So that's what An-Nawawi said. قال البلقيني. Al-Bulqini said, هذا التأويل لا يصح. Al-Bulqini said, قال هذا التأويل لا يصح. This ta'wil, this interpretation is not valid. That statement is very straightforward. هذا التأويل لا يصح. That's a direct contradiction. لأن الذي أفتى الشافعي رضي الله عنه بكفره بذلك, because the one that Ash-Shafi'i gave a fatwa about his kufr in that issue, may Allah accept his deeds, huwa Hafsun al-Fard. That was Hafs al-Fard. وَقَدْ قال, and he said, Hafs himself said, أراد الشافعي ضرب عنقي. Ash-Shafi'i wanted my neck to be struck. What does that mean? Al-Bulqini is saying, the person who's involved in the situation himself understood what Ash-Shafi'i meant. وَهَذَا هُوَ الَّذِي فَهِمَهُ أَصْحَابُهُ الْكِبَارِ. And this is what his big colleagues, يعني Ash-Shafi'i's big associates, have understood. وَهُوَ الْحَقِّ. And this is the truth. وَبِهِ الْفَتْوَى. And the fatwa is according to this. خِلَافَ مَا قَالَ الْمُصَنِّفِ. Different from what the author said. Look at that. So that's why Al-Bulqini, he's like Sheikh Abdullah. Or as Sheikh Abdullah, he's like Al-Bulqini. Who talks like that? Sheikh Abdullah talks like that. And if you read Bulqini's Kalam and other spots, it's just like that. Just like how Sheikh talks. Yani, this is a very important statement, because Al-Bulqini, what did he do here? I'm going to use the word refuted, but respectfully, and Nawawi and Al-Bayhaqi He said even al-Bayhaqi. Because al-Bayhaqi is the one that An-Nawawi is using as evidence. An-Nawawi said, al-Bayhaqi said, al-Bulqini said, Hafs al-Fard himself understood what Ash-Shafi'i said. As if he's saying, even if al-Bayhaqi said. That's how our sheikh talks. Even if so-and-so said. Everybody today says, so-and-so said, so-and-so said. Sheikh is the one who says, even if he said. Big scholar from Ahlul Sunnah. We don't disagree he's a big scholar from Ahlul Sunnah, but even if he said. Because Shaykh, rahimahullah, he's a man of the evidence. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala raise his rank and enable us to continue to benefit from his blessings. Ameen. وهذه الحاشية ذكر ابن البلقيني أن الحافظ ابن حجر طلب أن تجمع من شيخه البلقيني فجمعها ابنه صالح البلقيني رحمهما الله. Shaykh says, this commentary, the son of al-Bulqini mentioned about this commentary, the story behind this commentary is that the son of al-Bulqini mentioned that Hafiz ibn Hajar requested that al-Bulqini's explanation or commentary on this book be compiled. So al-Bulqini's son compiled it. He collected it. And his name is Salih. May Allah have mercy on both of them.